How's it going, everyone? I want to show you guys a strategy that you can make consistent income every single day using zero DT options, where it takes the less gambling approach into trading, and most day traders lose. But with this strategy right here, I'm telling you, you're going to see massive results. I want to try to make it short and simple, kind of show you guys what I'm doing, try to give you guys free content. I obviously have a Discord where I alert these kind of trades, but I'm going to focus on the biggest index in the world, SPY, right? And I'm going to sell credit spreads, which I'm going to tell you guys if you don't know about it, on SPX. So I look at the SPY chart, and then I sell credit spreads on SPX, and I'll show you guys why I do that. All right, but the whole theory about this strategy is you win in three directions. It's going to sound like really insane, but I win when price goes up, I win when price goes sideways, and I win when price goes down. So obviously I want price to go in a general direction. So there's two things the things that I do. If I want price to go up, that means I'm taking bull puts, hence the term bull, and I'm selling puts to a buyer. If I want price to go down, it's bear calls. All right, but I'll get all into that and how I look to do that. But I just wanted to just go over some of the things. A lot of people who lose in day trading, they're trying to trade in one direction, and when you trade in one direction, your odds are so much against you. Like, for example, if I buy naked calls or naked puts, I had to fight the theta. I had to be right on that direction almost instantly if I wanted to do a zero DTE. Even weeklies are hard because the theta is just hitting it. And if you have any kind of consolidation and all that, the theta will just wreck you, and you can be impatient, and then the move finally happens. Whereas when I'm doing credit spreads, I know that I'm the seller now. I'm part of Geico. I am part of a casino where I know that I'm taking a less gambling approach, where I know my max losses and I know my max gain is. Whereas buying options, it loves to get retail traders hyped because there is a limited amount of money you can make. It could be 100% gain, 200, 300. It doesn't matter. It's unlimited. And that's what gets you. But you might make a lot of money, but I guarantee you, a lot of people, they come back to me month, 2, 3 months later and say, hey, I lost all the money I made and then some. Tell me, how do you make passive income doing a safe strategy and stay in this market? Market is hard, trading is hard. Over 90% of day traders lose. All right, statistics and the odds are against us. We need to look at other strategies, and I'm going to show you guys the day trading secrets that I have learned, and I have tried every strategy out there. This is the number one strategy on how you can make consistent income every day and have massive returns too, because we're going to focus on zero DTE. All right. So, what kind of returns am I looking at? Well, basically, I have an Excel sheet that I'm going to show you guys. Let me show you here, right here. With the Excel sheet that I have made, I posted in the Discord. I'll pull this up right here. Basically, this is my Excel sheet. All right. What we're looking for is to make about 50% returns on your account. If you have a $2,000 account, you should be making $1,000 returns at least. That's like kind of bare minimum. And so your 2,000 goes into 3,000, and you kind of always try to make about 50%. Scaling in is so crucial. How I look to scale in is I usually up one contract a month. You don't want to scale in so heavily because then you could lose a lot of your profits. Okay, so there is some downsides to this, and I'll show you guys how I do credit spreads. But let me just show you my Excel sheet. The whole month of February, we've had a $1,937 profit using small accounts, doing 8 contracts, usually selling at 20 cents. And I go a little higher on the 15-cent contracts, and I do a little more to make sure I'm averaging in the same amount. My loss was a $480 loss. And how do I calculate that? Well, I do a 300% stop loss. So if I sell at 20 cents here, my stop is going to be 80 cents. You just keep adding 20. So 20 to 40 is 100%, 40 to 60 is a 200, 60 to 80 is a 300. And so basically it takes about 3 wins to make up this one loss. But here's the thing. I have an insane win ratio. I have an over 90, probably over 95% win ratio. The chances of me hitting a stop loss is pretty rare. And I have updated this system. You guys are going to love this thing that I updated. In March, I had designed my system to say, hey, what? Instead of taking a 300% loss, which is going to be my max, there's a lot of the times that this could have been a break-even trade. And as you can see, I did break even today. I upped my contracts now to 9, making under $62 a day. And so, already just with a small account, 162.34 times that by 2 plus that 25.72, we are up $350 literally in 3 days. Of course, I would have won on this day if I held, but you see on the notes it has single orb, ATR4, triple orb, and double orb. Let me tell you guys exactly what I'm doing for all the members that are watching, for all the new people that are like, man, I'm sucking at day trading. I want to win so bad. Stick with me on this, guys. You are going to see the golden gates. I mean, you're going to walk on a golden brick road of day trading that you're like, why did I not learn this sooner? It's going to take a lot of practice, but once you learn it, I'm going to show you guys in this video the statistics, the how to set up a credit spread on Webull. I'm going to show you guys exactly the premium I get, I discuss my stop loss and the actual strategy all for free in this video. And this is to help you guys because I'm tired of people having massive losing win streaks. The odds are against us for day trading. We got to predict intraday time frame. It's really hard to do that. So you can see right here, double orb. I'll talk to you about that. And if I put ATR 14, that means I'm going against the trend. All right, and that was a triple orb day. But let me show you guys on today on February or March 5th. So with the strategy, I'd like to use two things mainly. I love my EMAs. A lot of people say I am obsessed with EMAs. I am absolutely obsessed with EMAs. They tell me what the trend is, and I can get a kind of a big understanding of where resistance and support's going to be. As you can see, when the 15-minute, I'm using a 15-minute chart, how convenient that we hit this EMA 50 and we dropped dramatically. And then what I do is I combine that with an ORB. I use a 15-minute ORB, which means opening range breakout. You only have to look at the first 15-minute candle, which is going to be the most volatile candle, and you draw horizontal lines, which can be found up here on Webull, and you do it from the top and bottom. All right, it's either a wick or a body. You just do it from the top and bottom. All right, so there is the top of the 945, and here's the bottom of the 945. When you see a body of a candle, like on this 10 o'clock candle, has to be a body. A lot of people like to use wicks. No, do not do that. You will get faked out so many times. I look for a body, which closed under the 945, and then I saw there was news at 10 o'clock. I highly recommend forexfactory.com. It's in my day trade education. You will see my link right in here on looking at news, and it's the best site in my opinion to find the news. And you'll see all my strategies, updates. If you're in the Discord, I update this thing all the time, but we are at the golden break. Like, this is literally golden as it's going to get with the strategy day trading. I mean, the amount of money we're making doing this is insane. So right here, we get into bear calls after the 10 o'clock. You see price kind of goes up. We kind of waited till that news, and it just jumped dramatically because of that news. So I got in around this middle orb, and you can see price just kind of consolidated. Theta was eating up buyers all throughout here. And then when price went in our way, we made even more money because I did bear calls. Remember, if price goes under the 945, it's bear calls. If price goes above the 945, it's bull puts. Well, we actually did that around 1245. Right in here, you can see we have a body of a candle above this horizontal line. So with my new system, I get out of my trade and I looked for break even. And what happened? Well, I got out of my trade. I was at 20 cents. I sold it and I bought back at 15. And you can see I made a profit of $25 with the fees taken into that equation. If I would have held, you might be like, would you have lost? No, I would have won. That's in hindsight trading. Double orbs, you can absolutely win a lot of the times. But I don't want to risk it and take a 300% loss when I could just take a break even here and then make some money instead of just, hoping and trade. Because remember, once you switch trends, it gets very risky because now you can see we actually went up quite a bit, but it didn't even phase our contract strike because we were way out of the money. And that's the beauty thing about selling. Whereas, let's say you would have bought calls and you had or puts, and you probably would have taken this game, but if you didn't, you would have got wrecked, right? So the beautiful thing about this strategy is, I mean, even in this consolidation, I love this for credit spreads. Theta's kicking in. I love it. It doesn't matter what's happening. All I have to look for is when price does double orb. Double orb means when we get one signal here, and get another opposite signal there, and that's why I put in the notes double orb, and I broke even. This trade here, I did ATR 14. Usually what I look for is, go to FinViz, guys. You will see that the average move of SPY is, when you hit close here, look at the ATR 14 right here. The average move of SPY is $8.70. So if I see SPY is down way more, like I'll go to the previous day, I went against the trend. If it's down over $8.70, which was when it was down in here, we got actually bear calls here. We actually got bear calls right in here. But I didn't take the trade. Why? Because we were down over $8. So I knew that the typical move, we would probably either consolidate or shoot way up. I played against the trend and we made massive money. And so I will tell you guys exactly what I look to do. Like I said, it's not just simple follow the orb and all that. I also look at EMAs. If I see that the EMA 50 has been in a downtrend for 1 to 2 days, it tends to switch. All right, it tends to switch because it's a 15-minute chart. You're not going to be in a downtrend, for weeks or more than 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. That's pretty long. So you can oftentimes see price jump rapidly up to that EMA 50. And that's what we got. So, like I said, I love 15-minute orb and I love EMAs. They tell me the direction of the trend. They tell me when a trend is getting weak. And I don't just rely on one or the other. I put both in the factor. And that's why you'll see lots of credit spread videos. They do very basic stuff. They don't, they probably play too risky, going too high in premium. I do a very hands-off approach. I look for the highest probability of winning. Most of the options that I sell have a 90 to 100% chance of, 90 to 95% chance of expiring worthless if I just hold them. So I got that probability in my favor. And then I'm using a strategy to find the trend so good. All right. All right, so we got that out of the way. That's the strategy. You're going to want to join the Discord to understand how I alert these. Definitely join it. I'm telling you, it's literally, I tell you guys exactly what I'm doing. I improvise everything. I look at the news. Sometimes, you got to go against it, but you guys are going to learn a lot of stuff doing this strategy. This is the #1 strategy on how I can make money every day. You guys are going to be, like, minute you do this, you're going to be so happy you did this. Take the leap of faith and understand this strategy, okay? Be a seller and stop being a buyer. Yes, being a buyer is so glamorous. You see all over X, you see all over the social medias of, I made 100% returns, but they will never post you screenshots of how much they lost. They'll never have results like I have on the credit spreads of where the wins are so much higher and it's a consistent P&L curve. The buyer options, the people who gamble, they have P&L curves all over the place where it gives me a heart attack looking at it. All right. And then most of them will quit day trading because they get massive losses. And that's not the strategy I want to teach you guys. Remember, over 90% of day traders lose. It's extremely hard. You're playing a losing game. So how do we switch those tables? Well, I want to be like Geico. I'm going to sell you car insurance. You take the car insurance. After 30 days, you lose all your money. Because the statistics say that, over a vast amount of sample of trades or people, they don't end up paying out. And that's literally how Geico makes a majority of trades. I might get a loss, but guess what? It's just a minor cut on me because I'm like, you know what? I made all this money. Here, take a little bit of this. It's totally fine. I think like the casino instead of being the player in the casino. Remember that. So with this strategy, we are a seller. So if you want to place the trades, go to options. Very simple to do on Webull. Make sure you're on vertical. We have we have all these different strategies. All you need is vertical. That's the only strategy you need to make lots and lots of money. For today, I did bear calls, so you just hit calls only. Oh, my bad. Make sure you're on SPX. Remember, I use SPY. I use the SPY for the chart, and I use SPX to sell because SPX is cash settled, which means I will never get assigned these, and they also have tax advantages. So SPY trades overnight. SPX don't, so the EMAs work better. So I hit options, same thing. Make sure I'm on vertical. Make sure I go to 0 DTE. There's not going to be any premium on this because they're all expired, worthless. But basically, we'll just go over a random trade here. You would look for basically the bid to be around 15 cents, the mid to be around 20. I'm always selling at 20 cents. That gives me way out of the money. So if I hit my limit price at 20, let's just act like this is real time, like 20 cents is on this mid right here. And for my sample size. I'm doing 9 contracts. Now remember, if you want to be the seller, just hit the bid. If you hit the ask, you're a buyer. And how do you tell you're a buyer? I have lots of people make this mistake. Just look at this and spend an extra bit of time. Does this say debit here? Yes, it does. That means you're a buyer. Right in here, the first line will be green. You never want to see debit here. The easiest way to do it is always hit the bid on the premium, and you'll see this go red. You'll see, why is that not showing? Why is that showing credit or debit still? It should not show debit. Maybe it, let me just try different. Vertical credit. Some glitch in the system. So you just hit the bid and you see now that there's actual premium, but I'll do 0.20. Just make sure it's on credit, okay? I'm doing 9 contracts and you can see I'm getting a credit of $180. Webull has a graph here that you can kind of see how much you're spending, but I personally use the app. I have a Thinkorswim app. It's the same, everything's the same process. It's just a different interface, but you can see right here, your max loss is $4,320. So I'm spending about that amount to make $180. With fees, I'm making $162, which you saw in my Excel sheet, 162.34. But basically what that is saying, we're not going to lose 4,200, so don't freak out, 4,300. I always have a stop loss of 300%. So if I sell at 20 cents, which is right here, that means when price goes to 80 cents, the broker will automatically take out my order. All right? No big deal. It's not going to do that a lot, but if it does, if something gets crazy and is hectic, and maybe Trump does tariffs, like we saw the market just dump, I want to be out of that trade. Maybe COVID happens. I don't know. Maybe a black swan event or, some random news happens. I don't want to hold this trade and lose $4,300. So I have a stop loss. And how you enter a stop loss, the minute you sell the credit spread, so let's say I get filled for 20 cents, then you go to your order and then you do a buy order. Because remember, you sold the credit spread and now you have to buy it back. And with this credit spread, you're going to have 2 legs. You're going to have a sell leg and a buy leg. This buy leg is acting as protection, okay? So think of it like this. You have SPX, and I sold credit spreads today way up in this area here. These were my 2 credit spreads. I did like 59.10, 59.15, don't have to be exact. But these are my 2 credit spreads. So what happens is when price gets close to these strikes, your premium goes up. But keep in mind, if price goes up to the end of the day, theta is kicking in so hard that even though price is going up to this strike, you're actually the premium actually was like 10 cents here because the theta was kicking so much that the likelihood of this going in the money is very rare. And so even though we sold a credit spread way down in here, price went way against us, and if you still held, you would have won. All right, so that's the beautiful thing about this is you don't have to be precise. You cannot know exactly what the market's doing, so it doesn't make sense to trade one direction. 3 direction strategies are the best. We never know what the market's going to do. Up, down, sideways, I win, and that's the purpose of it. So make sure you're on vertical. Depending on which day it is, calls or puts, you can switch to which tab, and you look for near 20 cents. Like, for example, you see, right in here, you can look at the orders. Make sure, obviously, since the market's closed, all the premiums are jacked up. But you'll see when real-time market is happening, the premiums will be very tight. It'll be like 10 to 20 cents. 10 on the bid, 20 cents on the ask. They'll be very tight spread. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it. So there's a lot of ways to avoid false signals. Like, for example, I love the EMAs. They tell me when a trend is dying and when something should be switching. I always like to get out when we do this double orb. Like, for example, right in here, when we broke above this first 15-minute, it's best to just get out. Say it's a break-even day. No big deal. I'll come back tomorrow, right? I'll show you guys actually just a lot of examples. This thing just works. Right here was the ATR14. I played against the trend. You guys get these alerts in the Discord. So because I've been doing this for quite some time, I know when it's not good to play the 15-minute orb because 15-minute orb don't work all the time. And I was right. We went up. Right here, I did play the 15-minute orb. It was a fresh trend idea. You can see right in here, 15-minute orb, EMA 50s above. Everything looks good. Fresh downtrend right here on the 20 and 50. I got in right in here, and it worked. Beautiful trade right in there. Absolutely awesome. Bear calls made massive money. Right in here, 15-minute orb. I could do this all day. You guys do this on your research. I'll even take out the EMA so you can clearly see price action alone. Right here, 945. We get in bull puts on this candle because we have a body closing. It goes completely down to the lower orb. It has a wick here. Didn't have a body, so I'm still in the trade. No big deal. I'm still in the trade. And guess what happens, guys? The general direction was up. We win. No big deal. We stop loss did not get hit, even though we entered here and it went dramatically down. That is the power of credit spreads. That is the power of not gambling and trading 3 different directions. 945, boop, boop, boop. Right in here, you see downtrend, get into bear calls on this candle, goes up a little, and bam, easy win. I'll do one more example. You can see I have way over a 90% win ratio doing this. This one was an ATR 14 trade. You see the difference? Price gapped up. You had this gap up on futures. On pre-market after hours, I actually took bull calls right in here. That's the thing. I know when to take against the trend, and you can see we did a double orb here. But you also could break even too. If you did not, if you actually took bull puts here and price went down here, you actually could have breaked even, as a lot of members did there. No big deal. I did bear calls and I won. That's the only thing. You just got to understand, if you're looking at the ATR 14, which I showed you on FinViz, if you're down or up too much, then you take the opposite trend. 945 here, and you get this. Bear calls, easy win. All right, I think you guys get the point. That was just using the 15-minute orb. I wasn't even using EMAs combined with that. Because it's a little more advanced. I think it's going to take you guys a lot longer. I want to make this as simple as possible, but I use EMAs, 15-minute orb, and I go way out of the money. So that means the probabilities of me winning is extremely high, and I try to break even if we do double orb. So instead of having a 300% loss, which is going to be my max, sometimes it's not going to happen where I can't break even. All right, but that's why I have that 300% loss where, you know what, if I lose, no big deal. I know that the odds are in my favor. If I keep this up for this month, $162 a day, and I've had perfect win rates where I haven't lost in a month. It's been some perfect. So let's say I make, now that this was a break-even day, for my win ratio today, if I win 19 trades in a row, plus this 25.72 break even. There's 20 days in a month of trading. I'm looking at for this month $3,110. That's freaking good using a small account. $3,110 of over 90% win ratio, not freaking out in which direction prices go. I don't care where SPY goes. A lot of people be freaking out, wow, this is so choppy, I can't make money in this environment. You're doing the wrong strategy. I'm telling you. You are the gambler. You're going to the casino. You're playing blackjack. You're playing the slot machines. And I'm telling you, here's your machine. Have fun. Have at it. You might win. You might win on us, blackjack. I don't care. Here's a couple $100 for your effort. You got lucky. But you're going to come to me, and I'm going to collect $3,000 from you guys from a large sample of trades. And that is why the casinos, Geico, State Farm, are profitable businesses. They know in a large sample of people, they will make money. They don't care if they have to pay out on a single trade loss. If I lose, yes, the loss is going to be bigger. But after a large sample of trades, does it really matter? Okay. My February, we were up 1,900. This month, I'm expecting 3,000. The last year, since I recently started doing this, I've been really perfecting it. In January, we were up about 2,000. December, up 1,500. And November is when I started this in last year, up $1,000. So we have been drastically growing it. I'm increasing my contracts by 1. Next month, I'll do 10 contracts. And you can see how it grows exponentially. So I just want to share this. This is free content out of the what I've learned. These are my day trading secrets. I have tried every strategy out in the book. This is the one strategy. This is my unique approach of selling credit spreads. This is, the best thing about this, guys, I don't use day trades. You might be like, how the heck do you not use day trades? Well, I let the premium expire worthless. I hold all throughout the day. I get in the trade, I put my stop loss, and I don't care. And then I put a bell notification if we get above this double orb. I just click on the right click Webull, I hit create alert, price goes above or below, and I get alerted when we do a double orb, take out my position, break even, call it a day. And everyone's staring at their computers. I'm swimming, I'm going grocery shopping. I go on my phone, oh, I got an alert on SPY. Oh, it did a double orb. All right, break even. And then I go the next day, poof, $160. What did I do today? Nothing. I didn't do crap. And I'm just doing this simple strategy. I'm finding the trend, looking at obviously there's more diagnosis. The hard part is entering the trade. Once theta kicks in, it's pretty nice and easy. But I've got once you do something for a while, you get very comfortable with this. This might not be comfortable, and you might be like, what the frick am I looking at? You're going to have to join the Discord. You're going to have to watch the education. I do one-on-one mentoring if you just can't understand it. I have a one-on-one coaching recording here. I have the 0DTE strategy. What I literally just showed you was literally free content for you guys to be like, you see the proof in it. If you're in the Discord, you see the win ratios. I'm not just lying out my butt. A lot of people say over 90% win ratio, and it's just clickbait. That's just not what I'm saying. It really is, if not more. It's probably 95%. I mean, losing one trade in February, and I have 19 wins. I mean, tell me that's pretty freaking good, all right? You can have up to 4 losses in a month, and if you do that, you're not doing the system right. So if you have 4 losses, you're still profitable. Still profitable. Isn't that mind-blowing? I could show you so much back test. It'll take me hours and hours and hours. I can keep doing this, and it'll be win, 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 loss, win, 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 win. It's best to go through this yourself, guys. Learn this strategy. 0DTE. I showed you how to place the order. You go to SPX, go to verticals, sell it on the bid. We look for 20 cents premium. A lot of people will tell you go higher. It's not worth the risk to go that low. Stick with me. I got the data. You're never using day trades with me because you expire with us. Of course, I used a day trade today. We get 3 day trades a week. No big deal. If we do a double orb, I'll get out of it. We usually don't get 3 double orbs in a week. I'm going to show you guys a lot of trial and error that I did. I went through a lot of pain for you guys so you can understand this strategy. But you're going to learn a lot. If you guys want to join the Discord, click the link down below in YouTube comments below. It'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. Click the free chat landing page. If you guys lasted through all of this video, and you literally are probably serious. It's going on 30 minutes. You probably are dang on serious that you want to learn this strategy, and you probably want to stop losing. And it's not going to cost you guys a lot to get my insights and my knowledge trading over my shoulder. If you want to subscribe, click how to subscribe and get this. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be literally cheaper than a McDonald's meal to learn a strategy that can change your life. If you click on day trade alerts on how to subscribe, it's going to be $12 a month. And people are like, you're freaking crazy. There's some people with the same with win ratios like this are charging $200 a month, $100 a month, and the low end is $50 a month. I'm here to give you guys, one, if you don't like the strategy, you can the door's right there. You lost $12. What is that? Literally a French fry with a burger. But I promise you, when you come into this Discord, you're going to learn strategies. You're going to learn how to proper risk management. You're going to know what your risk is today. You're going to know what your take profit is, and you're going to learn a strategy that is long term. You're going to own the casino in trading. You're going to be like Geico, and you're not going to be a gambler anymore. You're going to learn a lot of good stuff here. Day trade alerts. Get that membership now. I am probably going to increase it because I really do want serious traders. I don't want people to just come in. I want you guys to actually learn this. Watch the day trading education videos. If you're not from the US, it'll probably be a currency exchange rate. It might be $15 or $16. Access all my server. You can click the server shop up in here and make sure it's Day and Swing Trading Plus to access it. It will be the biggest tier, $12 a month, gold membership. And you're going to get full transparency. Win or loss, I'm with you guys. I'm in the fire with you guys. I'm going to show you guys what I do. And you guys can see my exact alerts like I showed you in the video. This is my day trade alert. You can copy if you want. I'll tell you when I get filled and all that. And I put my stop loss. That's it. All right, guys. If you want to learn how to subscribe, just hit how to subscribe. If you have an Android, you will have to subscribe on your computer. But just hit server shop up in here and you'll see the 2 memberships, or just hit day trade alerts. All right, guys. Peace out. Happy trading.